There are 5 stock issues in debate: inherency, solvency, harms, topicality, and significance. Inherency is a description of what is happening in the status quo at the moment. You usually look at an ability or inability of why the status quo can't solve the problem. On the F, you have to state your inherent barrier. Your inherent barrier is something that exists that keeps an action from happening. Inside your inherent barrier, there's a structural inherency, which is a specific law, policy, or regulation that's stopping an action from happening, or there's attitudinal inherency, which is actions, beliefs, or attitudes of people that stop the action from happening. The second stock issue is harms. Harms is basically why the problem you're trying to solve is a problem. Significance is why your problem is important or significant, and there's quantitative significance, quality significance, and future significance. And quantitative is basically a measurable statistic to show like how many people are affected by the problem. And then future is how it may not be a big problem today, but how we have to do something now to prevent it from being a huge problem in the future. Solvency is what you can do to solve the problems that are being presented in the status quo. The final stock issue is a topicality, and topicality is basically whether or not the AF is staying on / with / about the topic or falling within the boundaries of the topic for the year. Stock issues are important in debate because they help provide fair debates between the affirmative team and the negative team. Without the stock issues like topicality and inherency, it would be harder to be negative against an affirmative plan. Next are the AF burdens. The affirmative team have 3 things that they have to do in a debate. The first burden is justification. The AF has the burden to prove that the resolution is true or necessary. The next burden is the burden of proof, and this one is saying that if the affirmative team makes an argument, then they need to be able to prove that argument. The third and final AF burden is the prima facie, and it's basically saying that the affirmative team has to present a well-rounded or well-reasoned argument. Next is the affirmative team's magical powers. The first magical power is fiat. Fiat allows you to ensure planned passage, personnel, and any funding you can. You can only fiat funding, personnel, and planned passing, though. The next magical power is legislative intent. Legislative intent allows the affirmative team to speak as if they were legislating the plan. The next magical power is normal means. Normal means that you just follow the normal process when a piece of legislation, like the plan, is usually passed. The final magical power is the right to define all terms. The right to define all terms is really important for the affirmative team. If the negative team and affirmative team get into a topicality debate, then the right to define all terms allows the affirmative team to say that the judge should prefer their interpretation or definition because they are the affirmative team.
Bye!